Hello and welcome back to Kids Coding Playground channel. Today we'll be working with a new project, learning to use lists in Scratch. So I know that there are many kids struggling with lists and how lists works in Scratch. So hopefully after seeing this video, you'll be more familiar with it and you're able to understand what list is in Scratch. Okay, so here is what we have. We have a list of name in here, and and if you click on this sprite here, Giga, she will tell you what is the shortest and what is the longest name in the list. And there's an ask button we added here. If you click on this, it will tell you if that name, you can type the name and it will tell you if that name is in the list or not. So let's go over some of the function with lists. So what we can do with lists is you can add something to a list, you can delete something in the list, you can insert something into a list somewhere between two elements. You can replace something in a list, and this one is the item number in the list. Just tell you what the item number is for the list, and then this one is checks if the object is in the list, basically if that whatever the name is that in the list or not. And this one tells you how many items are in the list, and this one is check if it contains the item in the list. This one actually tells you the number of the object in the list. So basically, let's say go back to this first page. So let's say James will give you this number 5, the index of 5. So let's jump into the game. Let me just demo it a little bit. Okay, so this is the working with list. We have these names here. If you click on this gear, she'll tell you, right? The longest name is Isabel, and shorter name is Giga. And you can click on this. It asks, okay, find an item in the list. So you can say, let's say James. I type in James here, push enter. It'll tell you, okay, James is in the list. So let's say if I type in something else like Eva, so it will say Eva is not in the list. So Eva is not in the list, right? So that's how some of the function with the list. So we'll go through some of the function that we could call with list and how we work with it. Okay, so let's get started with a new project. Okay, before I start, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and give us some feedback and comment below our video. We'll greatly appreciate that. Okay, all right. What we need to do is we are going to select a background. You can use any background you like. We were just using the classroom background, right? And then you can use the sprite you like. For me, I already had the sprite Giga, so I'll upload her. Okay, let me upload that sprite. Okay. Okay, I have Giga here. Let me delete the cat. And then let me upload the tree. And let me upload the other sprite I had. Okay, let me go back here, hit the wrong button. And my ask sprite. Okay, so I have all the sprite I need. I'll move the tree stump here, put her over here. Okay, all right. So what I did was for her is pretty easy. Just use the sprite that you have, and I just added this hat to her. So I just created, downloaded a hat, and then just erase the background, and then just put a hat on her. And then this thing is another like a diploma or something. You just put it on her hand, so you can get that out if you like. From online, you can erase the background at it. So that's what we have for her. Okay, the tree stump, same thing, I just got it from online. And just erase the background. And then this ask is pretty easy, just draw the background and then put the text box you want. Just type whatever text you want. Okay, so making it faster, so I imported some of the assets I have. Okay, so we have these sprites with me. Okay, in the background you can also add like working with lists or something like that if you like. You can just put a text here. So you say working with lists. You can have a different font if you want, right? Like this, something like this. Put it in the chalkboard. Okay. Okay, we have that so far. Okay. What we need to do is we have to go back to the code. We're going to create some variable. In the variable, we'll make some variable. So first one, we'll make the current name. We'll make another variable, longest name. So to find the longest name and the shortest name, right? So we need that. So this one is the shortest name. So we have longest name, shortest name, and current name. So using the current name, we can go through the loop of the list, and then we can find out what the name, what is the shortest and what is the longest, and what is the comparing to the current name, right? So let me just put all three on top here, so easy to see in a bit. Okay. So we'll need another list variable. So I'll make a list variable called name list or something. Okay, in my name list, so you see currently the name list is empty. You can put some name in there. Let's say you can say click on this add button, it'll create one, and let's say you put Emma, right? And you hit enter, it'll create the next one, Liam, right? And James and William. Okay. Okay, so far we have these names on the list, and you can make it a little bit bigger by dragging this here. Okay, so far we have 6. We'll put one more. Okay, we have Oliver. So these are the names in the list so far. I'll go through some of the things that we could do with lists. Okay, first, well, we are on this sprite. We want to make her go to the front, just in case she go to the back. You know, we want to have her standing in front of the chalkboard and then the tree sprite. So you can say go to front layer. Okay, and then let's look at some of the lists we can do with operation with the list. So you go back to variable. You have something say delete all, right? If I click on this, it will actually delete all the names in the list. I should have done that before I did all this, but let's try anyway. So let's say I click on this, right? You see the list here, it will delete all. So you see the list is now empty. And you can do something with this also, insert list. This is insert, and this add, right? Let's try add. So let's say I want to say I add something. Let's say I add Emma. So if I click on this, it will add Emma to the list. You can see that it added Emma. Let's say I add another one, James, and then I click on this. So you can use a program, right? You have the start, like when start click, you can put all your name, and then every time it runs, it'll add it in. So you can also do something called insert. Let's say I want to insert in position 2 on the list. So what happened is they're gonna push James down and put this, whatever name I put in here will go there. Let's say I put Giga. So and then I hit end, I click on this, so you can see Giga goes to number 2 position or move James down, right? So this is how you do something called insert. So we've gone through that. So there's something called delete. So what delete does is whatever number you want to delete from the list, you can click on this. So let's say I want to delete number 3, right? Or let's say I put number 4. What happened if I put number 4? Right? What do you think happened? Nothing, right? Nothing happened because we don't have number 4. But if I put number 3, I click on it, it will remove James since James is number 3. So as you can see, you can do something like this, right? There's something called replace also. I can say replace number 2, right, with Oliver. So what happened is it will replace Giga, this name here, Giga, with Oliver. So if I click on this once, you can see that it replaces it with Oliver. So these are the different functions that you could call with list. So delete all would clear everything out, add, basically add it in the wherever the bottom is. So if I say add James again, it will go to the bottom. So it will always go to the bottom of the list. Insert, you can insert in any position in the list, you giving the number. So what do you think will happen when you say insert Giga to 6? So if you do this, it will not insert anywhere, so it doesn't go anywhere since 6 is not a valid on the list. But if you say add, then it will add it to the bottom. So you can say add to 4. So we'll go to the 4th position. Okay, so we have understanding that some of these function here. Okay, and then there's something called this thing here, the item in the list. So if I say 1 of the list, what happened is it will bring up Emma because that's number 1. Right? If I click on 1, you see that Emma, right? If I click 4, it will say Giga. If I put 5, it won't have anything because we don't have 5, right? So we have gone through most of these here, right? And then there's here also, this is things in name list. So whatever you want to check, let's say I want to check if Eva is in the list. Let's click on this. It'll say 0. There's no position for Eva. If I say James, it will tell me that it's in position 3 in the list. So this one gives you the number, the position of the object, the element in the list. Okay, and then what is that length of the list? So this one will tell you this one will tell you how many items in there or how many elements. So if you click on this, it will tell you, see, it's 4. So if I add something else to it, let's Tom. I add Tom to it. So you see Tom is 5. If I click on this again, now it tells me, okay, I have 5, correct? And you can also click on this and delete if you want. Click on this to delete it, okay? Okay, so we have gone through some of these function, and then last one here, this one contain, that means it checks if something belongs to the list. So let's put Oliver. If I say contain, it will return true because Oliver is in the list, right? If I say let's say some other name like Mike, right? So it says false because Mike is not in the list, right? Okay, I hope you understand these list function. We have gone through all of them. So let's do our game now. Oh, delete all these things. Okay. All right. So we'll go through our game, see how we can create our game to find the longest and the shortest name in the list. Okay. All right. So what we need to do is when this sprite is clicked, so we want to do something. So when we click on Giga, she'll tell us what is the longest and shortest name. And we'll need one more variable. We need the position index. So we'll call index. We'll keep track of where we are in the list using a loop later. So you remember Scratch index is always starts at 1, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So 1. So what we need to do is in the beginning, we can say, so we'll reset the index at 1. We can set the current name to blank, just delete this. And we can duplicate this again and duplicate it again. We will select the longest name and the shortest name. So we just initialize everything, basically making it to default or reset the game every time you click on this Giga sprite. Okay, so what we need is we will need a loop. We'll do a repeat until. You remember we were playing with the length of the list, right? We want to go through all the item in the list and find each name and compare, right? So what we need to do is we need to use this operator. We'll say the index. Let me just hide the index now. Okay, maybe not. We'll show you guys since index is 1OC, right? So this is the okay, we will say the length of the list. So basically, we'll repeat until the index is greater than the length of the list. So let's say if I put this something here, say hello, and then let's say I want to get one of the name. So let's say here say set current name. So to get the item, we have to say item, right? Remember we did that earlier. So item of the list, so we cannot use 1 because 1 is will always get Emma, right? So what we need to do is we're gonna use index. So right now index is 1, so it will pick the first one, which is Emma. And then what we can do is we can change the index. Change index by 1, it will go to 2, and then we'll go get Oliver. So if I say I put this and in here, and what I do is I'm going to put current name. If I do this, what will happen? You'll see that Giga will repeat Emma, Oliver, James, and Giga. If I click on her, let's just try, and then you can see this index go up 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I click on her, you can see Emma, Oliver, James, and Giga. So as you can see, every time it goes, it increases the index by 1 until it gets to 5. So 5 is greater than 4, right? That's only 4 items. So 5 is greater than 4, we'll stop. So you see again, Oliver, James, and Giga, and then it stops. So it go through all the name in the list. So now we know how to go through all the name in the list, and we know how to get the current name of the list. What happened now is we have to save the name and compare them. So what we can do is we're gonna use the if statement control here. So if okay, we're gonna use the operator here to compare. Okay, we're gonna have to compare the length. What we're going to do is we're gonna use something called length. You remember we used that on the previous lesson before with the variable and loops and index. What you can do is you can put this current name. So let's say your current name is Giga. If you click on this, it will return 4, right? Which is the length of the word, the name. So you say if the length of the name is greater than, use the operator again, the length of the name of the longest name. So basically, if the current name is longer than the longest name, what do you want to do? We want to set the longest name equals to the current name. So basically, if the whatever name that picks up, if it's longer than the name that is in the longest name, it will set that name. So the first time what it does, it will set Emma, right? Because the longest name is 0 because we don't have anything, right? And then after that longest name will have Emma, and then it'll go on and check with Oliver, and then check with James, and then check with Giga. So if I run through the code again, just pay attention to the longest name. You can see that it will change. Initially it will be Emma, and then it will compare down. And maybe we can add one more, say William, right? And then we'll add one more, say John. Okay. So what happened, you'll see that William will stop at William as for longest name. The current name next will have John, but it will not set. So let's just run through one time and pay attention to the longest name. So you can see, oh, it's already so quick because I didn't have any wait, right? Any save for 2 seconds or whatever. So it go through really quick. As you can see, it go through and it already found out that William is the longest name. If you want to have some break in between, like just like before, we can put like a say, right? Say current name, right? And then we can kind of slow down the loop and you can kind of see. And let's do it for 1 second. So if I do this, I'll run it again. I'll click on her. She'll say Emma. You can see Emma, Oliver. Okay, it's comparing. Oh, William. So you can see that it set William as the longest name. So let's look at it again. Let's run it again. So you see Emma, Oliver. Oliver is longer than Emma, right? And then William is longer than Oliver. It says William, right? So that's how it works. So we have so far we found the longest name in the list, right? So let's remove this again. Sorry, I was just demonstrating that piece. So now we'll put this back in. So now we have to set the shortest name. So similarly, we will need some operator, right, and control as well. So this time we have to check. We'll use the equal, and we'll probably have to use another one called or. So what we want to do is we're gonna check the length. Okay, the length of the shortest name is equal to 0, basically in the beginning. So what we want to do is actually in the beginning we need to set both the longest name and the shortest name to the current name. So this will ensure that the shortest name will always get set. So in the beginning it says, okay, if there's nothing in the shortest name, if the length is 0, we want to set it. Or we need another operator here, or the length, duplicate this, the length of the current name. Okay, so put current name here. So basically it will check if the length of the current name, whatever name we had, is shorter than the shortest name, then we have to also set it, right? Or if it's in the beginning, we also set it. So those are the two conditions. So we'll say set the shortest name equals to the current name. So what happened is we'll go through the first time it doesn't have anything for shortest name. It will set the whatever the current name has, and next time onward it will check if the current name is actually shorter than the shortest name. If it is, then it will set the current name to the shortest name. Okay, so if I run this again, you can see, just pay attention to the shortest name here. We'll try to find the shortest name. So first we'll set Emma as the longest name, Emma as the longest name and the shortest name, and then it will start comparing. So I have to put the weight here, right? Because let me put this here. And then I'll put this current name. So just kind of go through and you can see. Okay, let me click on her again. Let's go. So you see Emma is the first one. It'll set both Emma shortest name and the longest name, right? And then start comparing. So Giga is shorter now. Okay, so we'll make it 1 second. We'll try again. What happened is here we'll see that Emma has 4 letters. John also had 4 letters. So what it happened is, and Giga also had 4 letters. What happened is it will pick the first one. Once that first one is satisfied, it will not pick it since it's not less than that, right? So if we add something else in there, like let's say we add Ava or something like that, then it will pick Ava. So right now we run this again. So you see Emma is the shortest name. So even though Giga is also 4, will not pick that because Emma already been set as the shortest name. What we can do is, let's say we add a new name to it, like Ava or something, right? So if we do that, then it will definitely pick Ava as the shortest name because that's 3 characters, right? So let's run it again. So you can see Emma is the shortest name right now. It's not changing anything, right? John, now Ava. So Ava is the shortest name. So you can see William's the longest name. Ava is the shortest name. And if we add more, right, doesn't matter. We add more. Sophie, right? It will not pick that because Ava already been set, right? So let's run through again. Just try to understand. James, go through the name, and then once it find Ava, it will set that as the shortest name, and then that's it. So pretty much that's it. And then you can just say, right, go back here for look. You can say you can use the join statement here. You can say longest name is, and then we'll just put the variable longest name, and we'll duplicate that, and shortest name, we'll use the shortest name here. So we can hide this variable now, and if we run it again, we'll see Emma. Oh, we still have this loop here, so we need to remove that, right? So what we can do is take this out for a minute, remove that, put this back in. So let me zoom back out. You can see the whole code again. So now if I click on her, you'll see longest name is William, shortest name is Ava. So it finds the longest and shortest name in the list. And we can do one more thing, right, with the testing this ask. What we can do is same thing. When the sprite is clicked, we can call another list function here. Let's go back to variable. We can ask first. We'll say find item in list, and then we have to use the if and else statement here, and then we can use this contain, right? So the name list contain the answer, whatever the user typed in. If it contained, then we can say join. We'll say first, and we are going to use the joining 2 things together. One, we can say answer. Okay, answer space, we'll put a space, is in the list. Okay, and we can duplicate this, and we can say answer, whatever user type in, is not in the list. Okay, so let's stop this. We'll start it again. We'll click on this, and we'll say find item in the list, and let's say we said John. Says John is in the list, right? Okay, and then let's say we put in Liam or something. Say Liam is not on the list, since Liam is not on the list, right? Okay, so that's pretty much it for the working with list. I hope you guys understand this, and please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. See you guys next time. Thank you. Bye bye.